Hey, so today I want to talk to you guys about Harry Potter sequel ideas that I had. So this would have, so I've gone through the Harry Potter books twice, and I really enjoyed them. I thought that they were a lot of fun. Um, and as soon as you, oh, I gotta show you this. Hey, baby. Sorry about that. So, um, and something I've always wanted to do is go through and watch all the Harry Potter movies, and I just did that. I watched all eight in the matter of like 2 weeks or so, and they are good and they're enjoyable and stuff like that. And um, you you do enjoy the music and the settings and the atmosphere and stuff like that. But the books, in my opinion, and this is usually the case, is that the books are a lot better. um, so now that I watched all eight movies, I do want to go back and reread the last two books because, in my opinion, those were the best and has a lot of stuff in there that I really enjoyed. Um, so this is something that I would have written. Man, I don't even know when I wrote this. Maybe a few years ago. I came up with sequel ideas for it. So I'm just going to pretty much read this word for word what I wrote at the time, and hopefully it makes sense. um, so what if in the first book Harry Potter was put into Slytherin house instead of Gryffindor? He never becomes friends with Ron or Hermione. He becomes friends with Draco instead. They don't change their personalities so that the two boys often come into conflict with each other and are often competing against each other. This builds and builds until the very end when it's the Dark Lord and Draco against Harry. Um, so I guess I take that back. I guess these aren't sequel ideas. This is sort of like what happens if something like this happened in a multiple parallel universe or something like that. So let me continue on with this. Something that would not happen but would be fun to read anyways. If she came out with a series of books of Harry Potter prequels, it would be about Tom Riddle's 7 years at Hogwarts. He would be the anti-hero. It would show him learning about the dark arts, Horcruxes, hiding it from teachers, lying, starting his innocent club of Death Eaters. We would have seen a few cutscenes from the books, which would be explained in more detail. We would have a few characters returning: Hagrid, Moaning Myrtle, Professor Dumbledore, Slughorn, Minerva, and others. Um, so that's another idea. House. This is a third idea. House elves are a race of creatures from the Harry Potter books that are talked about but are never given much more book time nor a background history. The story would be like a prequel, but have all new characters. Maybe we could explain how they became servants, even though they are powerful magic users without wands. It would also address bigger issues. Where did magic come from? Why do some people become ghosts and others do not when they die? So that's a third. A fourth one. This is where I came up with the idea of the sequel. Story about Harry Potter's kids, James, Sirius, and Albus Severus, and Lily Luna. Um, One dies, one turns evil only to be turned good at the end. It would be a story of redemption. So you could have uh, Lily Luna, the heroine. Ron Weasley's kids, Rose and Hugo, could be like the supporting characters. Ted Lupin could also be a werewolf as well. Include more about the house elves, maybe their backstory. You could see that when I was reading the books, I was very interested in the house elves and how they came to be, because that's never really expanded on. Draco Malfoy is dark and disturbed, but not evil, like Snape but I will have to make him different from Snape somehow. Maybe a Defense Against the Dark Arts researcher. So he could be disturbed, but still good. So, yeah. Those are the three story ideas I had about the Harry Potter universe, and I thought I would talk about them now, considering I just finished watching the last Harry Potter movie, and it was pretty good. And going back and rereading the books, I'm gonna have to see if that one quote is in the books that was in the movie about when Snape says "always," because I'm sure in the books it's even more emotional than it was in the movies.